My dear brothers, today I want to speak to you about a topic that is often overlooked in discussions of Christian values: revenge. Now, I know that this may seem like a controversial and even taboo subject. Revenge is often seen as a negative and destructive force, something that goes against the very principles of love, forgiveness, and mercy that are at the core of our faith. And yet there are times when revenge may be necessary. There are times when it may be the only way to set things right, to restore balance, and to uphold justice. To understand why revenge may be necessary, we must first recognize that we live in a fallen and imperfect world. Sin and evil are all around us, and they can cause great harm and suffering to ourselves and to others. Sometimes the only way to combat these forces is to fight fire with fire, to take a stand against injustice and wrongdoing, and to hold those who have hurt us accountable for their actions. This is not to say that revenge should be our first or only response. As Christians, we are called to love our enemies, to forgive those who have wronged us, and to seek reconciliation and healing whenever possible. However, there may be times when forgiveness is not enough, when the harm that has been done is too great to simply let go, and when justice must be served. In these situations, revenge can be a necessary and even righteous act. It can be a way of restoring balance, of setting things right, and of preventing further harm from being done. It can be a way of showing that evil will not be tolerated, and that those who have done wrong will face the consequences of their actions. Of course, revenge must be carried out with wisdom and discernment. We must never take revenge out of anger, bitterness, or a desire for personal gain. Revenge must always be guided by the principles of love, mercy, and justice, and it must always be tempered by the knowledge that we ourselves are not without sin. My dear brothers and sisters, let us not be afraid to acknowledge the occasional necessity of revenge. Let us remember that we live in a broken and imperfect world, and that sometimes justice must be fought for and earned. But let us also remember that revenge must always be guided by the principles of love and mercy, and that ultimately it is God who will judge all of our actions and bring about true justice. May we always seek to uphold the values of our faith, even in the face of adversity and temptation. And may God's grace and love guide us on our journey. Thank you.